Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you.
Hello, welcome to episode 151 of 15 Minutes of Genius. We are broadcasting this not from a studio, but for the third episode from basically my office / my home. And that's why the internet cuts in and out. We're literally taping this at night when everyone is on Netflix or Paramount or freaking Disney Plus. They're streaming Yoda right now. They're streaming Yoda and Star Wars. That's why my quality is low. The sacrifices. So anyway, but I think everything's coming through clear enough where you can hear me at least. So we want to give a big plug to Mark Nicholas. He is still producing this remotely with a mask on. There he goes. Any reason you have a mask on outside? Or is that just a joke? It's a joke. Okay, that's what I figured. You look kind of like, you know, like Bane. But you're like Bane, but also kind of like not Bane at the same time. You're not as fit as Bane. I'll leave it at that. So, but anyway, he's the guy that is doing this entire podcast. Make sure to reach out to him. It's mark@manhattanbeachstudios.net. So our guest is Sam Nebel, and he is the co-founder of Goodwipes, and a little bit about Goodwipes. Now they're literally I would call it crushing it. I don't use those words much, but I'm going to use it here. They're growing a lot. They're in many different stores across the country. They're online. And really, this is what they're about. They're on a mission to transform the way people think about hygiene. Their comforting, eco-friendly products inspire people to feel good every single day. The product line features plant-based, naturally scented, flushable butt wipes, toilet paper, flushable wipes aisle, down there wipes, another way of saying it. And also that's the feminine hygiene aisle. So they have the butt wipes in the toilet, in the flushable wipes aisle. They have the down there wipes in the feminine hygiene aisle, and body wipes for when you can't shower. So 3 different things that are incredibly useful. Sam, how's it going, my friend?
It's going well. Alex, I might be out of a job soon because you just pitched and presented Goodwipes better than I've ever done it before. So I appreciate you.
Hey, I just read it off of LinkedIn. That was it.
Perfect. Then maybe we've done a good job consolidating and getting concise here. So excellent.
It works. Cool. You don't even need to do pitches anymore. You just say, check out my LinkedIn. It has everything on there and bring it in. That's it.
Everything you need to know. Everything you need to know.
Exactly. So, story is Sam reached out to me, and we both connected on LinkedIn, and we had our first full conversation yesterday. It was like a 1-hour call. Hit it off, talked about business, talked about life, talked about like everything going on economically, about how business is growing. There's challenges when you're growing your business, raising capital. At the very end, I'm like, man, this conversation is going so well that we should freaking do this as a podcast episode and just like chat about all this stuff, whatever, like what we're just chatting about on the phone. And here we are, not even less than 24 hours later, let's call it 24 hours later, you're on our show, just like that.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, we had our first date yesterday. I think it went pretty well. And then after, as you know, I went to, I told you I was going to go to Whole Foods and grab Genius Juice. I did. And about $167 additional worth of goods that I really didn't need. And and that was it. And then I chugged my Genius Juice in 2.5 seconds. And as I shared on LinkedIn last night, I feel like I am 111 times smarter than I was yesterday. So I think this conversation will be extremely productive and insightful for the viewing audience.
Definitely. Yeah. It's just all the neurons are just clicking and you're just high on the genius, firing. So I can't say the same for myself because I'm inconsistent all the time in conversation. I could come off as incredibly brilliant on one conversation and a complete idiot on another. So, but that's just That's just me. So what is Goodwipes? How did you create it? Why did you get into this space? I mean, they're butt wipes and they're feminine hygiene products. So they're kind of like, they're different, they're unique. It's something that a lot of people don't talk about, but they're necessary. Like, why'd you get into this?
Yeah, look, there are a number of reasons. I've been a baby wipe user my entire life. So a little over 33 and a half years. I never quit. I never dropped the habit. Same thing with my business partner. I met him in college 15 years ago, and we bonded over the fact that we were both using baby wipes. We literally met in a college bathroom of a fraternity house without knowing each other. And we each had a bag of baby wipes and bonded over that fact and reconciled that we were both successful converting people our entire lives to using baby wipes and continued to do so in college. Guys, girls, we became known partially as the baby wipe guys, among other things. And did we really, love that stuck? It was for better or for worse, but we didn't really care. We were shameless about it, and that's one of the things that we care about is breaking down that taboo, Alex, like you talked about, which is people don't really talk about it that much, but more and more people are, and we say, who cares? You need to tell people about it because it is the right way to wipe your butt.
Yeah, and I could say, not to get too personal, that I have never used, I mean, like, if you're in a fancy hotel, they sometimes have them, but which I never, I'm just using their bathroom publicly. I never actually stay in fancy hotels. But I basically get security, I get called on by security and then they get me out. But literally I don't really use them. However, I feel that this is a type of product where once you use it, you're like, it's aha. You realize how amazingly useful it is and how much better it is. And then I start thinking more after our conversation yesterday. I'm like, and one of the last things we talked about, it's such an antiquated way to wipe your butt with normal tissue paper. And it's not as eco-friendly. You have to use way more paper. And it's kind of like, to me, this is the future, what you're doing. And the past is toilet paper. And I think toilet paper, hopefully at some point, people replace your wipes or toilet paper with wipes like yours. And I hope it gets there.
I appreciate that. And I think I'd have to agree with everything that you said. That's exactly how we feel. And we actually have a name for that process. The aha moment is love at first wipe. Because once someone tries a good wipe and gets that grip, wipes it all, has that feel good sensation, they tend to stick with us. And that's love at first wipe.
Nice. I could see this in, are you doing a lot of foods? When I say food service is the wrong word. Hospitality, hotels, Airbnbs. Airbnb is kind of the wrong thing, but hotels, public places where people can stay. Are you getting into these establishments?
It's something that we've talked about as a company and do feel very strong about. And actually, we have a pretty good hospitality business with the CNBC stores that you see at airports, 400 or so across the country, 72 airports in the United States, a few in Canada. Paradis Lagardère is the mothership company based here out of Atlanta, Georgia. We've been with them for about 5 years. And it's definitely a need to have. It really becomes a need to have and an introductory vessel, travel or hospitality space, or really anywhere that's not your home. You need to have it on the go because it's such a crappy experience to use toilet paper or to even use the restroom. I mean, think of the airport. It's disgusting. So yeah. We think there's huge opportunity there and to really own that space. And that's something that we have in our horizon plan for the next several years. So I'm glad that you brought that up.
Exactly. Because it's kind of like one of those things where when it's available in a hotel or hospitality or at an airport or at a restaurant, public bathroom, people have to use them because that's what's
You
available.
have to use it.
So they're going to,
You have to
you know,
use
it's like selling coffee beans to Starbucks. Like they're going to use the coffee beans because they make coffee every single day. Not to be confused with
100%.
poop, the same color, right? A lot of people
Yeah.
compare Starbucks coffee to poop. I'm just kidding around. So,
Everyone,
but
that's the number one analogy that we have.
yeah. So like that could be a great account, just great general revenue stream is that people are using it and they have to use it. And then they discover it this way. And then they go out and they actually buy it. I wanted to flip the theme a little bit because one thing, I'm an outsider, right? When it comes to this category, right? I'm an outsider. I don't really use it, but I'm going to start using it. I'm going to get samples from you and boom, I'll be on, you know, Instagram. I won't do an actual live video because that wouldn't work too well, but I'll definitely do a testimonial after I use it, not while I use it. That wouldn't be good either.
That's totally up
Yeah.
to you. We have you would be surprised. There are people that do it all.
Like literally they're on the toilet wiping and they're like, this is amazing. Have you had that happen on Instagram?
Well, okay, I've done that before, but you know, maybe others have.
Got it. Okay. Well, changing the subject, let's do a pivot here. When you go to a standard market, CVS, Walgreens, whatever, you see like the alcohol wipes, right? Those are the ones that are popular. You wipe your hands with them. You wipe your steering wheel with them, you know, before you eat. It's an on-the-go way to wash your hands. That's completely different from what you're offering because you can't just have an alcohol wipe and wipe your butt. That would probably hurt, I imagine. So what are the ingredients in your wipes that clean it, but also like not too harsh? Like how do you kind of balance that?
Yeah, so we wanted to take an approach that was extremely soothing because if you look at super poopers who are individuals that will poop excessively, therefore they have to wipe excessively, which is a vast swath of the population, they are going to need something that's soft and smooth when they're wiping. And we wanted to come with a formula that carried premium ingredients. So that includes purified water, organic aloe, vitamin E, and then a blend that no one else is using, including chamomile and lavender oil to really get that soothe, soft cleansing capability and allows an individual to make sure that it doesn't feel harsh or stinging like something that is an alcohol wipe. It also depends on the material. So we call this experience a legendary feel. That's how we position it. Because a consumer who's debating if they want a love at first wipe experience, they're not going to take the time to put all those 10 things that I just said together. They just want one thing and it's boom, ingredients, legendary feel.
Love it. So what is next in the innovation pipeline? Get it? So what is next? Are you going to continue with the Goodwipes? Are you going to do new scents, new whatever? Are you going to do different products? Anything you can tell us?
Yeah, look, most things, unfortunately, I'm not legally allowed to share. We do have an exciting innovation pipeline. The main focus that you'll see in market, if someone's religiously watching us over the next 12 months, will see the same products that we have now. They'll just see it in more households. And the first area of innovation that I can speak on is there are a few fun scents in the mix. Some LTEs, limited time drops, that we're considering that are getting pretty strong resonance from our like core consumer base. But beyond that, I would not be able to mention anything else. I hate to be that guy, but that's what we got for you.
Not at all. No, you have to be that guy because you need to protect the brand and you can't be telling your competitors, you know, Sean Riley could be watching this, you know, in a few weeks and be like, wait a minute. But what's really to kind of go into Goodwipes, right? He was a guest on one of our episodes way back, I think like 60 or 70 episodes ago. And I think you mentioned you watched this episode. They tried to go into different innovations all about the dude, you know, the deodorants, the body wash, and it kind of shows you that there could be a brand that's doing hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue, that has tons of cash flow in their bank account, great brand awareness, tons of customers, great foundation, and tens of thousands of stores, and they still will fail with a new innovation. So it's very interesting to see that it doesn't matter how much money you have. It's really about the creating and giving people something that they actually want and can use. So like, is that like, as you're going through all this, it's like, do you want to stay within like, just the wipe category because it's called Goodwipes and stay within that theme? Or do you think you'll ever go outside of that?
Look, I wouldn't be able to comment on what any of our competitors have or have not done. Haven't been privy or made privy to that information other than now. The way we think about it for the Goodwipes brand is if we do have license to extend the brand via other products with our consumer base, then we would certainly come up with a test and iterate approach to do so very carefully. Then that's fine as well, because we're really happy with how our consumers are responding to the current products that we have for them right now. So if it happens, I'm not going to rule it out. I'm not going to ever, take anything off the table. But it's nothing that's going to happen in the immediate next 3 to 6 months, but you never know. Something could happen. We're always looking at different innovations, and it all depends on what our consumer base is saying.
Exactly. Another thing too, like I remember we chatted about is like loving what you do, which is like so damn important in this industry. And I feel that from you. I don't just say this to like, most hosts are like, oh, I'm just going to make you feel good for the whole episode. Like, I'm going to say it and feel good. Like, I do that too. But I also tell the truth and just tell like it is. I feel like you're so damn passionate about what you're doing that this is like obviously not just a job. You're not just trying to appease shareholders or investors. That's always part of it when running a company. But you generally just love what you do. And you also really feel, which is accurate, that you are filling a need out there that really benefits and helps people every day. So I really love that about you. Like, you have that, you radiate passion for your brand. And I wish a lot of founders do that, but definitely not at the level you're doing it. So kudos to you, man.
Cool. I appreciate it. And I do genuinely feel the same way about you. I think, you are the genius of Genius Smoothie.
Exactly. He has way more hair than me. As you can see in the screen, I had that much hair when I started Genius Juice. So it's like a depiction of what I used to look like. If we updated the logo with less hair on top and more wrinkles, that would be me. So by the way, the whole self, go ahead.
No, I think just for fun, that would be a fun little, maybe limited edition drop. Quick release, just kind of release it out there. Like, hey, here's the quick current update, and then pull it back if you want.
Exactly. That would be hilarious. I want to get to that point where we can do drops, like flavor drops. It's hard right now since like, we work with co-packers and their minimums are so high, but I would love, like when you look at Olipop or like Hop Tea and like you're doing it, like you have all these flavor drops and you get all your online people excited about it and they order a bunch of it. They're like, oh my God, I want to be the first to try this. The Genius base, I don't have to sell you on this because, you love the product, you went out and bought it, but like the Genius base, which is the original, right? This one here can go with just about anything. Like it can go with strawberry, it can go with banana, it can go with matcha, it could go with freaking CBD. It could go with celery. It could go with like literally kale. It could go with anything. And I have all these flavors in my mind that we want to do. It's just, man, I wish I had my own like coconut factory, like Charlie and the Coconut Factory.
It would be, it really is. That's a vision, right? Like that's a vision to be able to like own soup to coconuts, right? What you can do with it. Soup to coconuts.
And it's pretty, I don't know if you follow like Mark Samuel at Iwan on LinkedIn.
Yes.
But he talks about it all the time. Yeah, he's like the reason I got into podcasting. I got so inspired by what he is doing with his podcast, Let's Eat. And he has like 3 different divisions of Let's Eat now. He has like founder series and like he has like so many different series. He's like building it a lot on LinkedIn. And he was talking about, having your own factory versus going to a co-packer, and how when you go to a co-packer, no matter how good they are charging you levels of price, tolling fee to cover their staff and cover everything, and the rent and the machinery and the CapEx. And so you're paying a premium to make your product, and you also pay them a premium because without them, you can't make your product. And they know that.
Exactly.
Right? They know that.
Exactly.
They kind of have you by the balls, not in the bad way, but they have you by the balls, right? Mm-hmm. And so like Mark was like, man, how about just creating your own facility? And, I've talked to people like Hop Tea is a really good example of that. And I love Hop Tea. And they do flavor drops like every fucking month, it seems. And they do half their revenue probably from online because they have all these drops and exciting news.
Amazing.
And they're able to keep their product at like $2.99 in the store, because they own their own manufacturing. And so, it's something that would cost millions of dollars for us to get, but it's kind of like that seems to be the future, is going eventually owning your own facility, doing it yourself, and selling the investors on the fact that, hey, this is going to cost a lot of money to get started, but the returns are going to be massive. And we're going to build a company. We're not just building a brand, we're building a company with actual assets that's worth a lot of money.
I think first of all, the gross margin increase that you can get from being able to produce your own is, from what I understand, absolutely insane. If you have someone on the team that has, if you're a company, right? Because you're right, you're not just a brand, you're not just a sales and marketing organization. Obviously, there's more to our companies than that, but you're really like again, hate to detract. It's not like we're not companies or not businesses, but you really have a foundation to stand on, and you have assets. You're right, and you can really manipulate and do whatever you want, and rapidly, quickly figure out and pivot and change formulas. And at scale, that advantage becomes so much sweeter and more valuable. Not even from an acquisition perspective of let me sell the company, but from this is what we can do, and we can stand on our own 2 legs forever.
Exactly. And the fact that you're having such strong gross margins, which eventually leads to net profit, makes your company infinitely more valuable in the event that you want to sell it, right? Like they're going to look at your EBITDA and go, wow, you're cranking out EBITDA, plus you have assets, and you've already figured it all out. Why would we not buy you, right? It seems like a no-brainer, right? So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so absolutely.
So we're running out of time here. I'd love to, we're going to have you on again because there's so much more we can chat about. And I know there's going to be some new news, new drops. Love for you to drops, right? There's so many fucking puns with your brand. It's insane.
I know. I was just thinking when you said drop last time, that drop plop right in the toilet popped in my mind.
Plop. How about this? We're plopping. We're plopping a new product line for you. Boom.
We're plopping one out.
Plopping one out. All right. So let's get into our next segment here, which is called rapid fire questions.
Let's do it.
Rapid fire questions.
I think it's actually Mark's voice, right? Is that your voice? The rapid fire questions. Is that you?
That's Nick.
That's Nick. Okay, got it. Yeah. He has a good voice. I like it. All right. So I'm going to ask you, what do you do for exercise?
I go to a HIIT studio called Metabolic, and it's 2.5 feet down from my house, walking distance. So that's what I've been doing for the past 3 months.
Cool. Movie you can watch an unlimited amount of times.
Movie I could watch an unlimited amount of times. I just watched the episode before this, so I know I still couldn't even think of one. I knew this question was coming, and I couldn't think of the answer.
Just say Shawshank Redemption. That's what everyone says.
No, I can't do what everyone else does, and I'm so bad with movies. Space Jam.
Space Jam. Okay,
Space Jam.
that's a good one.
Original, only original.
Yeah, of course, the one with MJ. So foreshadowing. It might be a future question. Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Favorite country to travel to?
Israel.
Favorite Star Wars character?
I just watched the last episode and I'm sitting there, but it's got to be Luke, man. It's got to be Lil Luke.
Hey, he is the most powerful Jedi in the world, right? How can you not like him? What is your spirit animal?
Spirit animal, tiger.
I can see that. Do you like to drive an SUV, a coupe, or a truck?
SUV.
For food, salty or sweet?
Salty and sweet. Whether before, after, or all mixed together.
Love that. Great answer. First time answering a question in that way. Favorite day of the week and why?
Thank you.
Which
Monday.
day?
I get
Monday.
weekending. Monday.
Uber or Lyft?
Uber.
LeBron James, Michael Jordan, or Kobe, the greatest of all time?
Michael Jordan, not even a conversation.
Yeah, it's Space Jam. You mentioned Space Jam. I knew you were going to answer MJ. Terminator 1.
However,
Okay,
who do I actually like the best out of all those? And this is not even BS. Is Meta World Peace. Dead ass serious.
Love it.
I like warriors.
He is a warrior, and he's also a peaceful warrior. Like, he's very calm, collected, very loving. Like, he's supportive, and like, man, he's just a force to be reckoned with on and off the court. And he also is very just a really giving human being, and just like
awesome.
He asks you how you're doing. He's very engaging. And no ego. That's what I love about him most. So Terminator 1 or Terminator 2? Which one do you like better?
I honestly don't think I've watched or finished either of those movies. Crazy enough. I love Arnold. I just never ended up watching him.
T2, you got to watch right after this. Like
I will.
All the lights.
I'm down.
Do you have like an entertainment system, like a 60-inch?
We do have one, so I could hit that up.
Blu-ray, or you can just do Netflix or whatever. I think it's on Hulu or it's somewhere, but or buy it on YouTube, or rent it for $3. Watch the entire episode, the entire movie, uninterrupted.
Happy to do.
Put your phone on silent. Lock the doors.
Yeah.
Turn out all the lights. Get some popcorn, get some Genius juice, get some chocolate bars, and just fucking watch it. Like, you will watch it. Oh my God. I'm so jealous you haven't seen the whole thing. All right.
I know. I need to see it. Yes.
Yeah, you can tell I'm a little passionate about that franchise. Yeah. Well, I'm passionate about 1 and 2. Let me stop myself. 1 and 2, and I'm partially passionate about the latest one.
Alex, let me tell you this, though. I have ridden at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida, the Terminator ride probably 78 times, and I love it every single time. So I have some Terminator embedded in me, and I'm primed to watch it. I need to hit it up.
Exactly. Love it, man. Love to hear that. I've never been on that ride. I've never been to Universal Studios, Florida. So gotta go. That's one reason to go now. Yeah, I don't want to see Mickey. I want to see Terminator.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you want to go to Universal.
Yeah. Favorite food or drink if you're stuck on a deserted island and you cannot say Genius juice?
I was just going to say, because at a deserted island, I'm hoping that there's coconuts there, because we know we have the juice and the meat 100% all blended together, shake it up vigorously. And that's what I would want. But if it weren't for that, I would need 100% purified water. I can drink probably 5 gallons of water to 10 gallons of water a day regularly. So if I were on a deserted island, I'd probably drink 20 gallons of water.
Nice. And it has to be purified. It has to be very, very clean. And there you go.
Yes.
And water is the best. Water's the best. I mean,
Water's
when
the best.
what people don't realize is when you are, we've all been in these situations, right? Where, you know, you go to a concert and you're dehydrated and you've had nothing for 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. The only thing that you want, even if you're hungry, the only thing you want is water. That is it. Like you're craving water, you know?
You're craving
water. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I want sushi." Like, no, you don't. You want water.
No, you want water. Really want water. 100%.
Yeah. So that is rapid fire questions with Sam Nebel. Applause again. And yeah, man. So really good to connect in general yesterday. Really good to have you on the show. Glad we made it through, notwithstanding some of the Wi-Fi issues. It is Netflix time everywhere. So that's why this is happening. And totally. The quality was just degrading of our Wi-Fi throughout this episode as people are coming home, right? So, yeah. Anyway, so this has been episode 152, right? Or is it 151? I'm sorry, 151. And really good having you on, my man. And keep kicking ass, dude. And I'm going to be shouting from the rooftops or from the toilet bowl about Goodwipes once I use it.
From the toilet bowl, brother. Alex, I appreciate it. Mark, thank you so much. Thanks for having me on. I know you guys got a guest after me, so I'll let you guys run.
Take good care, my friend. All right, so that is episode 151. Sam Nebel, make sure to check it out. Goodwipes. We didn't even talk about where he's available, but I'm sure it's just goodwipes.com. And if not, I'll correct that in the comments, but I believe it's goodwipes.com. And you can find it basically in all these different stores across the country. Just go to their website, check out where they're located, buy it online, make sure to support them, and you will love their product. I guarantee it. You're going to like the way you wipe. I guarantee it. Anyone know that reference? Mark, do you know that reference? I'm sure you do. All right. So this has been episode 151. Big plug to Mark Nicholas, Mark at ManhattanBeachStudios.net. For those that didn't know, that's Men's Warehouse. That's George Zimmer. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it. So, yeah, make sure to reach out to Mark. He's awesome. And one last thing, stay genius when you wipe, my friends.
Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you.